Between reality and ether, a strange love story between two broken souls. Introduction. When love doesn't follow the rules, there are love stories that make our hearts flutter with sweetness. But then, there are those that leave us speechless, too raw, too intense, like someone has peeled back our soul and held up a mirror. Alone with You in the Ether by Olivie Blake is one of those rare stories, not romantic in a traditional sense, but deeply challenging, painfully honest, and profoundly moving. Why should you read this book? If you've ever felt out of place, if you've ever believed that love isn't meant for those who are too scarred, if you long for a connection that needs no words, no logic, then this book will whisper to you, like a wordless melody, one that echoes endlessly in your soul. Why should you read this book? If you've ever felt out of place, if you've ever believed that love isn't meant for those who are too scarred, if you long for a connection that needs no words, no logic, then this book will whisper to you, like a wordless melody, one that echoes endlessly in your soul. Part 1. Two broken pieces quietly find each other. Reagan is a young woman recovering from emotional wounds, impulsive, and carrying a criminal past. She doesn't seek love, nor does she believe real connection is possible. Aldo is a theoretical mathematician obsessed with time, reality, and the infinite nature of thought. He hides from emotion behind logic and intellectualism. They meet unexpectedly at the Art Institute of Chicago, a quiet place filled with static images, yet boiling with inner chaos. From their first conversation, the atmosphere is strange, charged, like fate had arranged an encounter neither was ready for. Part 2. When emotion crashes into logic. The love that forms between Reagan and Aldo doesn't follow a typical trajectory. There are no sweeping romantic gestures or dramatic declarations. Instead, it grows through long, philosophical conversations, introspective monologues, and moments of disarming vulnerability. Reagan, wild, brutally honest, and emotionally raw, forces Aldo to confront the weakest parts of himself. Meanwhile, Aldo's obsession with time and structure challenges Reagan to face her own chaos. Their love is not the collision of hearts, but of worlds, seeking a shared rhythm in their dissonance. Part 3. The space between dream and reality. Olivie Blake's storytelling is as unconventional as the characters themselves. At times it reads like a script, at others, it slips into deep inner monologue that pulls the reader inside each character's mind. And then there are moments that feel surreal, dreamlike, where emotion and logic blur into something else entirely. The reader doesn't just witness a love story, they are invited into a psychological experience, confronting their own loneliness, fragility, and yearning. This is not a book for distraction, it's a mirror. A storm. A quiet revelation. Part 4. Love doesn't save you, but it changes you. What makes Alone with You in the Ether so different is this: love is not a reward. It's not salvation. It's a moment of transformation. Reagan doesn't become normal because of Aldo's love. Aldo doesn't abandon his world of logic for Reagan. Instead, they accept each other's brokenness, and somehow begin to rebuild from there. Conclusion. Are you brave enough to love authentically? Alone with You in the Ether is not an easy read, but it is a necessary one. It challenges the way we see love, connection, and even ourselves. We are all carrying something, and sometimes, love begins not despite our wounds, but because of them. If you've ever felt too different to be loved, or believed love was only for the emotionally unscarred, this book whispers a different truth. None of us are unscarred. Are you ready to step into the strange, poetic world of Reagan and Aldo? A place where emotion becomes language and love feels like a psychological experiment laced with cosmic energy.